Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Today we'll be continuing our series of lectures on the glories of holy name. As part of this series, today we are very happy to have the association of His Grace Guarachandra Gopinath Prabh. He'll be sharing the holy name Katha from 3rd canto, 33rd chapter, 7th verse. The topic is the chanter of holy name has performed all Vedic rituals. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Yes, Pranam. Just give me a minute, Prabhu.
Okay.
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopinjana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Jaya Gopinjana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Shobhanandana Yamuna Tira
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Lakshmi Narayana, Jaya Shri Bhavat Prabhu, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji. There is some echo. Maybe Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
How do they know? Prabhu, am I audible?
Yeah, but it can be better, Prabhu. There is an echo.
Okay.
Like yesterday, I think they had to connect. They connected the mic input to the laptop. I think it was better. It was a lot. It was good, I should say.
Okay.
So today we will start prayers for Prabhupada.
Okay, I'll get started with the translation purport. Meanwhile, we'll see what is that we can fix it, Prabhu.
Okay.
I can share the verse if you don't mind, Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Zoom. Prabhu, you can zoom the verse if you want. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashchaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhavati Ruttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devagi Nandanach Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 33, chapter 33, text number 7. Aho bata swapato akoto garya yajibhare vartate namatubhyam tepastapaste jihva sasnor arya brahmanucho nama granati yete. Probably we can, one devotee can repeat, then we can go to the word to it. Aho bata swapato gariya yajiva grevakate namatubhyam juhu sanshurarya. Prabhu, just move down to the synonym. Thank you. Word to word meaning by Srila Prabhupada. Aho bata, ho, how glorious, swapach, a dog eater, ataha, hence, gariyan, worshipable, yet of whom, agre, on the tip of the tongue, vartate is nama, the holy name, tubhyam, unto you, tepu, tapaha, practiced austerities, they, Jihvuhu, executed fire sacrifices. Sasnuhu, took bath in the scared rivers. Aryaha, Aryans. Brahma, Anuchu, studied the Vedas. Nama, the holy name. Granati, accept ye, they who, they, your. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Oh, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in the families of dog eaters, such a person are worshipable. Person who chant the holy name of your lordships must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all good manners of the Aryans. To be chanting the holy name of your lordship, they must have bathed at the holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As it is stated in the previous verse, a person who has once offenselessly chanted the holy name of the God becomes immediately eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices. One should not be astonished by the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam. One should not disbelieve or think, how by chanting the holy name of the Lord can one become a holy man to be compared to the most elevated Brahmana? To eradicate such doubts in the minds of unbelievers, this verse affirms that the stage of chanting the holy name of the Lord is not sudden, but the chanters have already performed all kinds of Vedic rituals and sacrifices. It is not very astounding, for no one in this life can chant the holy name of the Lord unless he has passed all lower stages. Unless he has passed all lower stages, such as performing the Vedic ritual sacrifices, studying the Vedas, and practicing good behavior like that of the Aryans, all this must first have been done. Just as a student in law class is to be understood to have already graduated in general education, anyone who is engaged in the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, must have already passed all the stages. It is said that those who simply chant the holy name with the tip of the tongue are glorious. One does not even have to chant the holy name and understand the whole procedure, namely the offensive stage, offenseless stage, and the pure stage. If the holy name is sounded on the tip of the tongue, that is also sufficient. It is said that herein that Nama, a singular number, one name, Krishna or Rama, is sufficient. It is not that one has to chant all the holy names of the Lord. The holy names of the Lord are innumerable, and one does not have to chant all the names to prove that that already has undergone all the process of Vedic ritual ceremonies. If one chants once only, it is to be understood that he has already passed all the examination, not to speak of those who are chanting always 24 hours a day. It is specifically said here, Tubhyam, unto you only. One must chant God's name, not as the Mayavadi philosophers say, and any name such as demigod name or names of God energies. Only the holy name of the Supreme Lord will be effective. Anyone who compares the holy name of the Supreme Lord to the names of the demigods is called Pashandi, or an offender. The holy name has to be chanted to please the Supreme Lord and not for any sense gratification or professional purpose. If this pure mentality is there, then even though a person is born of a low family, such as a dog eater, he is so glorious that not only he has purified himself, but is quite competent to deliver others. He is competent to speak on the importance of the transcendental name, just as Thakura Haridasa did. He was apparently born in a family of Mohammedans, but he was chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord offenselessly. Lord Chaitanya empowered him to become the Acharya of spreading the name. It did not matter that he was born in a family which was not following the Vedic rules and regulation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Advaita Prabhu accepted him as authority because he was offenselessly chanting the name of the Lord. Authorities like Advaita and Lord Chaitanya immediately accepted that he had already performed all kinds of austerities, studied the Vedas, and performed all sacrifices. That is automatically understood. There is a hereditary class of Brahmanas called the Smarta Brahmanas, however, who are of the opinion that even if such a person who are chanting the holy name of the Lord are accepted as purified, they still have to perform the Vedic rites or wait their next birth in a family of Brahmanas so that they can perform Vedic rituals. So we can go. But actually, this is not the case. Such a man does not need to wait for the next birth to become purified. He is at once purified. It is understood that he has already performed all sorts of rites. It is the so-called Brahmanas who actually have to undergo different kinds of austerities before reaching the point of purification. There are many other Vedic performances which are not described here. All such Vedic rituals have been already performed by the chanters of the holy name. The word Juhu means that the chanter of the holy name have already performed all kinds of sacrifices. Shasnuhu means that they have already traveled to all the holy places of pilgrimage and taken part in the purificatory activities at those places. They are called Aryaha because they have already finished all these requirements, and therefore they must be among the Aryans or those who have qualified themselves to become Aryans. Aryan refers to those who are civilized, whose manners are regulated according to the Vedic rituals. Any devotee who is chanting the holy name of the Lord is best kind of Aryan. Unless one studies the Vedas, one cannot become an Aryan. But it is automatically understood that the chanters have already studied all the Vedic literature. The specific word used here is Anuchaho, which means that because they have already completed all those recommended acts, they have become qualified to be a spiritual master. The very word Granati, which used in this verse, means to be already established in the perfectional stage of ritualistic performance. If one is seated on the bench of the High Court and is giving judgment on the cases, it means that he has already passed all legal exams and is better than those who are engaged in the study of law or those expecting to study law in the future. In a similar way, person who are chanting the holy name are transcendental to those who are factually performing the Vedic rituals and those who expect to be qualified, or in other words, those who are born in the families of Brahmanas but have not yet undergone the reformatory process and who therefore expect to study the Vedic rituals and perform the sacrifices in the future. There are many Vedic statements in different places saying that anyone who chants the holy name of the Lord becomes immediately freed from conditional life, and that anyone who hears the holy name of the Lord, even though born of a family of a dog eaters, also become liberated from the clutches of material entanglement. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandegum Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghutam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sagadotam Parijana Sanidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vidamcha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Idinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatade Sadarine Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Varaduse Namaha Ye Krishna Karana Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sudeve Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpataru Vesha Kripa Sindhu Vaye Vacha Padikana Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastava Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Grimyat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinadarinam Paramananda Madhvam Shri Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, welcome all of you. It has been really privileged and happy to be here talking about the holy name and the holy name week. Yesterday, Swarna Varare Prabhu beautifully explained the glories of the holy name, how the holy name is powerful. Today, the verse 333:7, it glorifies a person who is the chanter of the holy name. The translation reads like this: oh, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. This is Mother Devotee speaking. Such persons are worshipable. The person who is chanting, even though he is born in the dog eater family, is worshipable. Person who chants the holy name of your Lordship must have executed all kind of austerities and fire sacrifices. So here it is explained that any devotee who is chanting, you might think that okay, he just started chanting, but unless he has completed his basic course, Prabhupada gives an example of a lawyer. He would have done his degree. So similarly, he is telling you should have done the fire sacrifices, you should have done the austerities, all those giving a charity, bathed in the holy places, pilgrimage. To be chanting the holy name of your Lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas and fulfilled everything required. So when I was reading this, I had this idea of glorifying, of course, the person who is chanting. The second thing which came to my mind is Vaishnava Aparadha. Because the devotees are so glorious, we take it for granted. So here, Prabhupada explains how a devotee starts chanting unless he completes the basic course of doing all the studying Vedas, fulfill all the requirements, then he starts chanting. So I thought I will, at the end of the session, probably some of the Some of the topics on the Vaishnava Prabhupada also we will look at it. First, we will take points from Srila Prabhupada purport. It's a long purport. I've taken 3 or 4 points, bullet points, and we will discuss that. And probably another half of the session, we will talk about the Vaishnava Prabhupada, why one should avoid a Vaishnava Prabhupada. Okay, so there is one point in the first paragraph. Prabhupada writes, how by chanting the holy name of the Lord can one become a holy man to be compared to the most elevated Brahmana? This was the question everybody asked. Is a devotee suddenly we saw started chanting by the mercy of the Vaishnava, somebody distributed books because of Srila Prabhupada. We think that it is accidental, or how here he has been compared to elevated than the Brahmana. A perfect Vaishnava is also a perfect Brahmana. So in this verse, in the Bhagavad Gita 18 number 42, Samodamas Tapaha Saucham. So you can see this shloka, the Brahmanical quality of peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, knowledge, and righteousness, all these qualities are Brahmana's work. But Prabhupada mentions that in the purport, one of the purport. Therefore, a Vaishnava is automatically a Brahmana because Vaishnava has all the good qualities as a Brahmana. So we know from the example of Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur, and Prabhupada also writes in this purport, even though he is born in the Muhammadian family, but he was immediately recognized by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Acharya, to be the greatest. We know the incident in Chaitanya Charitamrita when the Shraddha ceremony happens. Let's say Advaita Acharya is considered as the most qualified Brahmana. If there are some festival happens, generally the Brahmana likely to get together, and especially if it is happening at Advaita Acharya's place, and people he's the topmost Vaishnava in that Nadia. Vaishnava as well as a Brahmana. The other people, they consider him as the greatest Smarta Brahmana. So he was doing Shraddha ceremony. So everybody would naturally want to participate. And when they participate, they expect the honor to be given, the Shraddha. After that, the Prasadam should be given to some of the elevated Brahmanas. As soon as Haridas Thakur came, Advaita Acharya gave the first honor to him. And people were really not happy, the Brahmanas, the so-called Brahmanas. But Advaita Acharya knew what is the qualification of Vaishnava. So he automatically satisfies this. This is the point. The second point, what Prabhupada explains is that once offenselessly chanted, the holy name of the God becomes immediately eligible to perform vedic sacrifices. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai Lakshmi Narsingh Dev Gauranitai ki Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Among many such Brahmanas, one who is a devotee of the Lord Vishnu is the best. So this is Mahaprabhu explaining Kiba Viprama, Kiba Sanyasi, Sudra Kene. So Krishna Tattva is understood. A person who knows the Krishna Tattva, he can be fit to be a spiritual master. Does not matter is a learned Brahmana or born in the lower family or in the renounced order of life. We see that in that Shyamananda Prabhu, he may not be a Brahmana, but his disciple is taking an initiation from him. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, based on this instruction, he started this second initiation or a Brahmanical initiation. So based on this shloka, we can see that how our acharyas taken, started initiating the irrespective of whatever you say, the bond, the nature of bond they born, the family they are born, and they consider those who know the sense of Krishna. He started initiating. This is not only here. When Mahaprabhu had the problem of the Smarta Brahmanas issue, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and even when Prabhupada was doing that, they were telling, how can you make villagers into Vaishnavas, and especially Brahmanas, you're giving second initiation. This is like, our family issue. Yeah, all the acharyas faced it. But our understanding is that anyone who offenselessly chant and he is fit to be a person who can given the position. Now, the third point which really struck me in the Prabhupada purport is that the stages of chanting of the holy name of the Lord is not sudden. If somebody started chanting, it does not happen suddenly. So the chanters have already performed some Sukriti. Otherwise, he will not be able to come to a stage of this 9 levels of, that Adarsh, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. But actually, I don't remember where I reported. It's Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. They actually give a 15 or 13 different steps, but it is 9 is the predominant condensed one. But before Shraddha, nobody would just get a Shraddha. They have to have some Ajnana Sukriti somewhere collected. When we say Ajnana Sukriti, it is not just that being pious, going to a temple, doing some Annadan. That is not considered. Of course, that is a different kind of Ajnana Sukriti. This is related to directly devotion service. For example, somebody is going on Harinam, then somebody says he's also accidentally chants Hare Krishna, likingly or minkingly it, whatever it is, then he starts getting the credit of Ajnana Sukriti. Or somebody shows Bhagavad Gita, he touches Bhagavad Gita, but he may not buy in the previous life. Then he started accumulating some Ajnana Sukriti, or unknowingly started helping the Vaishnava. So I was telling this incident last time also for the benefit of again. So I heard this from His Holiness Rasamrita Maharaj. So he was once traveling in his car with his servant, and there was a petrol bunk, and there was one boy started putting a petrol. Maharaj stopped the car, and actually he did not to get down of the car, but he was watching sometime the boy is putting a petrol. Then he got down, as if he was adjusting his dhoti. He gave a beat back to the person who is doing the petrol in the service station, the person who is assisting him. Then his servant also was there in the car. Maharaj, you would have given to me, I'm here for your seva. Maharaj did not speak anything. Then he just adjusted and immediately got back his speed back and he got into the car. Then later this servant was having something, why Maharaj did this. Then he asked Maharaj, can you please explain me what is the reason? Then he said, I'm passing this by, I don't know whether I'll come back this side next time or not. The person who is there in the petrol station, he's not started at his devotion service. Just by holding my bead bag, he started his devotion service. If not in this lifetime, next time he will become a devotee. So that's a pure Vaishnava look at how to give first this, the Ajnana Sukriti, which is related directly to devotional service. Maharaj would have kept quiet in the car, he would have given to his servant in case he has to get out also. But he did not do that. He thought, okay, there is a person who needs a Sukriti. What happens? This touch, he will make him a devotee. This is a pre-qualification. Don't think that any devotee who comes to the temple, he just started chanting, it was accidental. Unless it has been pre-planned or unless it has been like, say, Krishna sanctioned, he has the Ajnana Sukriti, then you will not come to the stage of Shraddha, however you try to do that. So that's how they try to get the Ajnana Sukriti. This is another point to know. Why I'm telling all this point is that how important is a Vaishnava. He is not just ordinary person, he has performed all kind of sacrifices. Let's say there is one big holy man comes, obviously we would respect him because he has done so much pujas and things like that. A Vaishnava also similarly like that. He has done all the sacrifices, all the things which are required, and he's also accumulated some Ajnana Sukriti, otherwise he can't become a devotee and chant. The fourth one, the chanting is superior to all pious activities. This is a wonderful quotation from Laghu Bhagavatamrita. The act of donating millions of cows during solar eclipses, staying in Prayag for Kalpa, he's telling Kalpa, not even he's talking about years, he's talking about Kalpa, hundreds of lakhs of years, 4 yugas, offering countless sacrifices, or donating a Mount Meru's worth gold in charity, does not even compare to even 1/100th of value of chanting holy name. Look at this. So he compares this something nobody can do it. Even though somebody does so much pious activity, a person start chanting, that credit is not even worth 1/100th of thing. So Prabhupada also detailedly explains that the sacrifices about Sashnuha, who has already traveled to the holy places. So the so-called Brahmana who actually have to undergo different kinds of austerities before reaching the point of purification. Sometimes the smart Brahmana says, yes, Vaishnavas are good, you are getting purified, but next life you will become a Banas Brahmana. That's why, then you will do a purificatory process, you will become. But nowadays, Prabhupada commenting strongly on that. There are so many Brahmanas, so-called Brahmanas, but they don't even follow anything. So the Vaishnava means already purified. It doesn't need to go through again Brahmana life. The last and final point, after that another 10 minutes or 20 minutes or so, we will discuss about Vaishnava Aparad. Then 8:40 I will open up for more discussion or any corrections. The fifth point is that the holy name has to be chanted to please the Supreme Lord. Most of the time we say, Prabhu, I'm not having the taste, or I've been chanting for long, but I don't have the taste, or I don't know the means how to chant. So this is very well explained by Prabhupada. It's not that the person is glorious, all those things explanation Prabhupada is talking about. Here Prabhupada talks about also pure chanting, offenseless chanting. One who is chanting for the pleasure of the Lord. When instead of me chanting, I want to get purified. Instead of that mood, I am chanting for Krishna's pleasure. Then obviously the chanting makes a little different. So here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur compares a Vaishnava versus Brahmana. We also know this episode where he was not well when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur represented on his behalf of his father and defeated the Brahmanas. So in this, there are two quotations which are struck me that in Naradiya Purana, it is said that devotee of Lord Vishnu, though born in a dog-eater family, is higher than a Brahmana. And Haribhakti Vilas also quotes that even though a person is very learned scholar of Sanskrit, Vedic literature, he is not accepted as my devotee unless he is pure in devotional service. However, even though a person is born in a family of dog-eater, he is very dear to me. He is a pure devotee who has no motive to enjoy fruitive activity or mental speculation, given all respect. So he should be given all respect. So there is one story from Mahabharata which I can recall, that Yudhishthira Maharaj was performing Rajasuya Yajna. So generally what happens is the process completes when Krishna blows his Panchajanya. And everything was perfectly done. It is generally done many days. So he would feed a lot of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, things like that. And end of it, then Krishna, he went to Yudhishthira Maharaj, spoke to Krishna, saying that now I completed, you can blow your conch. But the conch was not blowing. So Krishna then asked the Panchajanya, what's happening? Why? What is that? Any mistake in this? Yeah. Then the Panchajanya said, then Krishna understood, there is one pure Vaishnava who is not taken a prasad in your kingdom. So there is a person, a Brahmana, pure Vaishnava, who is not taken a prasad at your place. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was surprised. How that is possible? There are so many lakhs and lakhs of people come. All the villages, everybody is invited. All the Brahmanas were invited. They are absolutely taking prasad. I know, I have not left anybody else. But Krishna says, such and such a place. There was a place where the more of the dog eaters were settled down. Like in that vicinity, there was one person. He gave the name. You go and find out him. He's the person who's not taken it. So you have to bring him, you feed him, then your thing is completed. So Arjuna and Bhima, they go search for this place, such a filthy place, and they are surrounded by the dog eaters. This place is very divine, and this person is very divine devotee. And he had Tulasi Devi in his house and things like that. So he was surprised. What made you to bring, come here, Arjuna and Bhima? Then they were explained, you're not taken our prasadam, you're not hearted. That's why our yajna is not complete. He said, no, who said every time coming and taking prasad? Because the Vaishnavas, they threw their remnants. I take it from the leaf. The remnants I was eating every day. No, but you should honor along with other Brahmanas, not taking the remnants, but you should honor. That's Krishna's plan or his wish. Then so okay, this Brahmana or the Vaishnava who comes there, then Krishna instructs. He's a special Brahmana because of which this entire process will complete. Why don't you cook nicely? So then Draupadi puts her effort personally, cooks all the preparation, hundreds of preparation, which nice offer to Vishnu. In golden plate, they bring everything, sweet, all varieties of hundreds of preparation, salty and all the preparative preparation. So he's been offered to eat. The Vaishnava started honoring. Then the conch started blowing, but after some time it stopped. Then Krishna again asked Panchajanya, what is that? Then he said, there is some offenses happening. That's why the Vaishnava is honoring, but somebody is offending mentally. That's why it is not going. And Draupadi volunteered to say that I have offended him. Because what kind of a low-class born this person is? I made separate arrangements, sweet, everything. What he did is, before honoring, he mixed up everything, salty, rice, sugar, whatever item is there, he just put everything, he mixed, started eating. Then Draupadi was thinking, such a habit, I mean, he doesn't know how to honor such a nice preparation made. Then the Vaishnavas asked to explain him, please explain why did you do that? Then he said, this is all touched by Krishna. It is touched by his lips. I don't want to differentiate. So sweet is so nice, I liked it, so I want to taste that alone. So everything is equal, I want to treat them everything equal. Of course, we can't imitate. Why we are telling this? Even a person who is born in the low family, his consciousness, his elevation, his previous karma, everything will be high for the Vaishnava. So Vaishnava is the ultimate or high. Now coming to the another 10 minutes or 5 minutes or so, I will talk about the Vaishnava opera. So in the previous points, we have seen that how great is the person who is chanting. Now, what is that it can obstacle in our path of bhakti? There are only out of these 10 offenses, there are predominant two. One is the Vaishnava opera, the second one is inattentive offense, inattentive while chanting. Rest of things, most of the time we do or we can overcome by knowing it. Most of the time devotees don't commit those mistakes, but except the first and the last. So, when we pray to Guru, Sakale Samana, Parete Shakati, Deho Nata Jata Jata. In this equal vision, respect, the first problem is that not only Vaishnavas, this is again last devotee care session, I was presenting this in the chapter 29 of Devahuti, again Kapiladev teachings. In that there are four kinds of people are there. One is a Brahmana, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Kavihastini, Sunichaiva Sapakecha, Pandita Samadarshina. Pandita, he sees a equal, Jivatma as Paramatma. Equal, he doesn't degrade, he doesn't a gradation of the people, he doesn't do. But this by just cultivating knowledge, as a Brahmana stage we can come to. Then the yogi sees only the Paramatma in everyone's living entity. Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra Sarva. Then the third category is the practicing devotee or a neophyte devotee. He would see everything as an energy of the Supreme Lord. In Shaitavachatra Upanishad, it is mentioned. One has to see everything, he will see everything as energy of the Lord. For example, when we drink the water, we know it's opulence. Like that, there are so many opulence. So we try to see Krishna as a thing. All the three can be cultivated. But the last one, advanced devotee, this has to manifest. By practicing it only, it will come. What is that? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is a conversation between Ramananda Raya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Stavara Jangama Deke, Na Deke Taramurti, Sarvatra Haya Nija, Ishta Devas Kuruti. So here Ramananda Raya was seeing every object only Krishna, Ishta Devata. Everything is a small hill, then he sees a Govardhan as Mahaprabhu. Then he would see a ocean, then he would say, oh, this is Yamuna. Then he would see Tamal tree, then he remembers Krishna. So like that, every object, automatically they see Krishna's vision, the Ishta Deva Swarupi. So this is the fourth grade, this is the highest one. And in this, Kapiladev explains that there are various levels of living entities. One should start respecting even all the living entities, not only the topmost Vaishnava, Brahmana, every living entities. There is a withered grass which doesn't have any life. There is a green grass which you cannot move. There is a living stone where the Lord Nrsimha deity, other deities are made. Then there is a conscious mountain. Then we have a trees who has a touch feeling. Then it's a worms and fish which have sense of taste, which are higher. These are gradation from lower to higher species of life. Insect beast has a sense of smell. Snake has sense of ear, which is greater than the other. The crows, they can differentiate the Rupa Veda, so they are higher than the snake. Like that, the person who has both the jaws is higher elevated. Then the many legs. Then the animal with quadrupeds. Then we have a two-legged animal. Then we have people who follow Varnashrama, non-Varnashrama Dharma. In Varnashrama Dharma, we have people who knows Brahmanas. In the Brahmanas, those who study the Vedas. In the Vedas, a person who understands the purport of Veda, Isha Vaishnava. So the fourth category, advanced devotee, it's not that they respect, equal respect to everyone. They gradate, but they don't unnecessarily violate them, give the violence. For example, a tree is there. Sometimes we jokingly go and pluck the leaf, or sometimes some animal we disturb them. So the Vaishnava, they don't do that unnecessarily. The respect starts from there. And as the gradation goes to the Vaishnava, then especially Vaishnavas, we know Sanatana Goswami was paying obeisances every day. Thousands of Vaishnavas first whom we see would pay obeisances. He was not paying obeisances to all the inanimate object. So from this we can understand one thing is that you want to avoid Vaishnava Aparadha, not only to Vaishnavas, you start with other living entities, in sense mentally not offending them, start respecting, seeing them as the manifestation of Krishna's energy. Then what happens is slowly that will percolate down to the Vaishnavas as well. So this respecting other living entities is the first step to overcome the Vaishnava Aparadha. The second thing is that Lord is telling in the Bhagavatam 1:3-26, I manifest in various living entities as a birds, beasts, men, and demigods. Vamanadev is a demigod, Upendra we call him. So he is there in the to give association there like that. When we see reptile, then it is Adishesha. Then we see Hamsa as a Pakshi, bird. So it takes various species of life so that people start respecting even what to speak of the trees. Tulsi plant, Amalaka tree, and banyan tree, like that. So the first point is that we want to avoid Vaishnava Aparadha, start respecting other living entities as a Paramatma setting. That's the first step. The second one is Nama is a singular number, one name of Krishna, Rama is sufficient. So here Prabhupada says, even person who chants one name, Nama, Rama or Krishna, that's more than sufficient in the Nama Bhasha stage, then he will be delivered. So the $1 million question asked many times is that, we know this Jamil story. One time he told Narayana, he called his son, he got liberation. But in the Baba stage of Bharat Maharaj, he was thinking about here, then he fell down from his position. How is this disparity is coming? One place is Sulpamasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahatobhya. Krishna says, Nega Vikrama Nastoti Pratyavayana Vidyate. Here he says, even you chant once, you started your devotion service, I guarantee you will become human being. Then it should be applicable to Jadabharata Maharaj, where he should have born in as at least a human being. Why he is born in as a deer? Because that shloka is not applying. Another shloka is coming into picture is that Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam Tajati Ante Kalavaram Tam Tam Evanti Gauntaya Sada Sat Bhava Bhavitaha. One might ask, oh, whatever you think at the time of death, then it will become. That's what happened. That rule applied. Whereas the Nega Vikrama Nastoti, Sulpamasya Dharmasya did not apply in this case. So one might ask, there's a two rules are there. Whatever you do, devotion service, you are guaranteed human life. That did not happen to him. So somebody might ask, how do we reconcile this? So the general process is that these are exceptional cases. Ajamila cases are really, really exceptional cases. But for us, we need to take as a Bharat Maharaj case and try to overcome all our anarthas, our attachment. The reason because if you understand this 3 stages of Aparadha stage, chanting holy name is 3 stages which Prabhupada explains. One is offensive stage, second is the Namabhasha stage, which is almost Chaya, almost Suddhanam, closer to that, but it's not that offense completely free. Then the last is Suddhanam. Once a Suddhanam you have, then obviously you will be in the Bhava and Prema. This is the general process devotee take care. Now in the offensive stage, this I have taken from His Grace Balaram Shakti Prabhu's holy name seminar. So in this Aparadha, there are 2 people are there. One is the atheistic devotees, Mayavadis, who also chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Don't think only Vaishnavas chant. There are other people who also chant, but they are doing it offense. They will go to hell, or they don't have a pure conscience. Their malicious nature towards Krishna. That's why these atheists and Mayavadis, when they chant with so much offense, they will go to hell. The devotees, what category happens? The devotee also offenseless Aparadha with chants because of carelessness, inattentive chanting, or he doesn't have a complete faith on the Sambandha Gyan. That leads to him avoid. Now, once this devotee moves to the Namabhas stage, there are 2 kinds of Namabhas. One is Shraddha Namabhas, another one is Ashraddha Namabhas. What is that? Shraddha Namabhas is a person who has faith in the holy name and he is coming to the Namabhas. There are categories like Ajamila, or there is an example of a Muslim who has Arama, he said at the time of death, then he has become, he is liberated. There are very, very, very rare cases. These people may not have faith in the holy name. Ajamila, he just called his son. He did not have so much faith and called his holy name. But he did not add any Vaishnava Aparadha, did not add any offenses towards Nam. That's why he was doing it. So this Ashraddha Namabhas, and getting liberated. This example of this Muslim person who's getting liberated, Ajamlais are very, very, very rare cases. Where very rare cases a person doesn't have nama, I mean, Shraddha on the name, but still he did not any offense, but he called out holy name and he got delivered. That category will never come. So most of the devotees will fall under Shraddha Namabhas. So either it is a Pratibimba Namabhas, it's mixed with Jnana, Karma, Bhakti, then they will go to attain Swargaloka or higher places, sorry. They might attain liberation, Salokya Mukti, like that. They may not go to Goloka Vrindavan, or they might worst case go to Vaikuntha Loka. But a Chaya, the Shraddhanam, another devotee knows that his offenses, slowly comes to the Namabha stage, Chaya stage. From there, he will go to Suddhanam. From Suddhanam, he will go to. So this, what I am trying to convey in this sloka is that it is not just you need to, even one sloka, one time you can Krishna without offenses, you chant, you can go back to Godhead. So everybody needs to strive for this, like the Jarat Bharat Maharaj, where you need to move from Aparadha stage to Namabhas to Suddhanam, Bhava, Prema. That is the normal route all the devotees takes. There are some exceptions in the Shastras to encourage, but we can't just say that I become like a Jamila, I will chant, I'll at least get a human being. That is not the case. Now, the third one is the criticizing the sadhu based on his secondary qualities. Please take it as this institution, ISKCON, as a hospital. In the hospital, there will be many patients and there will be a doctor. Doctors are Srila Prabhupada, Guru, the senior representative of the Guru. They are all doctors who will guide us in the path of how to cure our spiritual disease. Like we go to material disease to the hospital. But what happens is when we start seeing it, we start complaining, oh, that patient is coughing too much. It is disturbing me. Otherwise, he say, he is vomiting, I don't like this place. We start complaining. It's similar like a Vaishnava, saying that this Vaishnava is, he's such a Vaishnava, but he is speaking like this. Oh, we start offending. He doesn't know how to perform this particular seva. Or we might say he is offending like that. We start find fault with the Vaishnava. That's the secondary character. We should not offend Vaishnava on the marginal or secondary characteristic, which may be Shaucham, cleanliness, based on his previous background, accidentally committed some mistake. There could be so many things based on which we start criticizing a Vaishnava, saying that he is not fit to be Vaishnava. But here, the criteria for considering a Vaishnava is that he is exclusive surrender to Krishna. Come whatever, I will catch hold of Krishna's lotus feet. He might have so many other qualities, secondary qualities, which are he is in the process of hospital developing himself. Now what happens is now we start criticizing based on his secondary quality most of the time. We don't leave the first primary quality of his surrender to Krishna. This remaining will automatically develop up sometime because we also have that kind of anarthas. We slowly will overcome that. That's why this hospital is here. We are coming here. Everybody is trying to cure. So we should not judge any devotee based on the secondary qualities. And even he does not have now, in future he might have. Even you do Vaishnava Prabh now, at this point he is not a Vaishnava, still he will become later a Vaishnava, then becomes still a Vaishnava Prabh. So what happens is a person commits Vaishnava Prabh, either he goes to hell for the punishment Yamadharmaraj, or whatever pious credit we have done, we will come down. Our pious credit will go, so we will not be able to progress in devotional service. Nor please understand, the bhakti will be given by bhakta. When Srila Prabhupada went to America, he carried bhakti. That's why the bhakti is spread. If Prabhupada has not traveled, Bhakti Devi alone would have gone to a US and she would have spread the bhakti. A bhakti can only happen from bhakta. Understanding this, we need to respect all the Vaishnavas, not based on the secondary qualities. And this is a general route, Nama Pradha to Nama Bhasha to Suddhanam. That is the process the devotee adopts. And respecting all the living entities. This will help us to strengthen our holy name further. So I would stop here. It is 8:50 for any corrections or comments. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll let you know if there are any questions on the online.
Okay.
Devotees can on Zoom can unmute themselves if they have any questions and ask Prabhuji directly.
Hare Krishna, Gaurachandra Gopinath Prabh.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Krishna Vishnu.
Thank you for wonderful holy name discussion. Thank you, Prabhu. I don't know. Please bless me so that I can also chant attentively and with love. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. And the other thing which came to my mind is that any festival we give a gift to the lordships, or which in our birthday we also get our, functions we do, then we get a lot of gifts. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu store broke open the store. He has so many gifts like the Holy Dham, Vaishnavas, Holy Scripture. There are so many things given, out of which there is one special gift. This is Holy Name. This holy name is a special gift. Everyone can take it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is freely distributing. We should catch hold of this gift. It's very, very precious, that stone. And something we closer to keep it hard, then automatically other things will fall in place, because 99% of our spiritual progress happens because of this chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. It's up to us to how to cherish this the topmost gift what anybody can get it in the world. That's a holy name. Other than that, other things are there definitely, but this is holy name is the topmost gift, and it's all of us we have. It is up to us to how to use it. Saraswati Mataji, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavats pranams.
Hare Krishna.
You told chanting for the pleasure of God. Can
Yes.
you just a little elaborate on that? I really want to understand that, Prabhu, because I just chant. I have heard that for the pleasure of God we have to chant, but I really need to understand how it is.
So most of the time I was attending this seminar, Bhakti Japa retreat by Mahatma Prabhu. So that's time, most of the time what happens is we chant because he said, I want to get purified. I want to get love of God. I want to, I want to love Krishna. That's why most of the time it's I centered around, I want to do it, I'm doing it. But rather, Krishna is there for his pleasure, I'm doing it, then the mood conscious changes. Then if you, in that mood, if you chant, there is a huge difference in the chanting, because you said, I want to please Krishna. Now it is not, no more it is saying that I want to do it. I want to do it after some time, what will happen? Okay, anyway, I can do it little later. You might stop instead of doing 16 hours completely. You might break it into 2, or concentration might be little different. But when you say it's pleasure of the Krishna, I want to satisfy Krishna, then we are centering around our focus to Krishna. That time what happens is our chanting completely makes a difference. You will see that better chanting happens when you say, I'm doing it. This seva, basically when you say deity worship, I'm doing this pleasure of the deities, I'm decorating it. Similarly, when you chant, I am for the pleasure of the Krishna, I'm chanting it, then it makes a difference in the chanting.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, pleasure for Krishna means how Krishna will feel that pleasure that I want to really understand, Prabhu, that.
Okay, Krishna is like a father, mother waiting for the lost children. We want to go back. So eagerly he's been waiting when this child will turn towards me, he will come, because he can't force. But he is going so much agony, he is going through so much pain. When this kid will turn towards me, why he is not turning towards me? You imagine the anxiety, somebody has lost their children. You are anxiously waiting for your children. But there is an announcement comes saying that here, this your son, please climb. Or the son is coming towards you. Then how the father, mother would feel happy. Imagine the situation where they're devastated. Krishna is in that situation. He's come to Paramatma, he's given holy scripture, he's sent the devotees, he's given the holy name, but still we don't turn towards him. So when we start chanting, then Krishna as a Paramatma sitting in the second bird in the tree, he feels so happy. I'm going to get my son back to the Goloka Vrindavan. He started the process. So when he gets the last child, how Krishna will feel? That's happiness you would get when you chant on for the pleasure of Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandavats pranams. It was really heart touching the way you explained. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavats pranams for the wonderful class, and it was really awesome, Prabhuji. I have one doubt, Prabhuji. Due to materialistic conditions till now we are in, So whenever we see some, any devotee, like the first thing that enters is negative things, like why this devotee is doing this or that. Secondary qualities like that is those are the directly visible and mentally at least we think. So how to avoid that, Prabhuji?
See, that's what this actually Murari Prabhu took one session and he was telling we need to understand how glorious is the Lord and devotees. All the things I'm trying to do it here is explain how a devotee who has already performed so many sacrifices and he becomes a perfect Vaishnava. And this has really touched me. One thing I would suggest is start respecting every living entity. Whatever level they are, you don't need to pay Dandavats Pranam, but at least sense that they are all part and parcel of Vishnu. Jivaras or Pray Krishna and Nityadas or Mamevamsa Jiva Loke, as Krishna says, start looking at it. See his opulence and respectful to even the non-living entities or living entities. That the respect starts from there. Then even the relative, they may not be devotees. Sometimes I feel hesitant to take their blessings or, because I think I'm a devotee, they are not a devotee. Anyhow, Paramatma is there. Age is the criteria and they are seniors. So we should supposed to take blessings. We start implementing small things. What happens is automatically you will have a love towards Krishna. Second thing that we understand that example of hospital, right? All of us have some problem. All of us came here to cure ourselves. They will get cured up sometime. We are not worried about it, but we need to respect. So such a Shraddha, faith. He has this Vaishnava. He's taking up chanting. He's doing some service. He may not do perfectly. That's fine, but he's trying to do it. So that's the basis on which we start looking at the negative that used to come. But when you start chanting this Ado Shraddha Bhajana Kriya along with Vaishnavas, when you chant, that's a key to overcome this. Is when you chant along with the Vaishnavas. I've seen the impact is multifolded. Rather than chanting alone, if you chant with Vaishnavas, I don't know why it is so, but I see the tremendous benefit and I see all these offenses are going away so fast. So chant with the Vaishnavas, it will give multiple benefit.
Thanks a lot, Prabhuji, for the wonderful explanation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The hospital example which you gave, can you just briefly explain again?
Which one, Mataji?
The hospital example, the last part of it which you explained, Prabhu.
No, I was telling, when we have some sickness, we go to the hospital, right?
Yes.
There are many other patients also will come. Somebody may be a cancer patient, somebody could be just a stomachache patient. A stomachache patient will look at the other person. He might shout, wail, scream in the night. Then this person will go and complain to the doctor. See, that other patient is doing so much hangama, I'm not able to sleep. The disease may be different. So when we come to a temple is also a hospital, but it's a spiritual hospital. One devotee may have one kind of issue, other devotee might have a different kind of issue. So what we start doing is we start criticizing the other patient, saying that look at that patient, he doesn't know how to do this particular seva, or he's talking like this, he's gossiping, he is not having a good habit, he's not, cleanliness is not okay. We start complaining about other patient. You don't have any rights to complain about other patient because you are also patient. You are trying to take treatment from the doctor. The doctor, he will decide what treatment needs to be given to which devotee. That guru and other acharyas will take care. So we need to be little patient. When you are patient, then you need to be tolerant towards other Vaishnavas, because I am also in the queue in the room. I don't know next time what kind of disease I will get. I might need to come again for a different disease. Then I might cause disturbance to other devotees. If we understand that ISKCON is a spiritual hospital where we all came with some different kind of diseases to cure. So we don't want to complain about other devotee because on the secondary qualities. This is our secondary qualities. The primary thing is everybody has faith on Krishna. They all come here to reform, go back to Godhead. So that should be the only consideration for a Vaishnava. On that basis, we never criticize. If you consider that the faith of a person, then we never criticize on the secondary qualities.
Thank you. Dandavata Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's 9 o'clock. Shri Bhagavad Prabhu.
Yeah, from online, we can conclude, Prabhu.
Okay. I think we should conclude 9 o'clock.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you again for the wonderful class on the glories of the holy name. Vansha kalpataru.
Ananta Gopinath Prabh ki jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.